That's right, folks. It's D23 weekend, but you don't care about all those announcements. Inside Out 2, get that shit out of here. Disenchanted PU.
Yeah.
What you want to see is us arbitrarily rank things. Isn't that right, Jokers?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
It is the great WDW ranking podcast, part the third. I honestly feel like this is going by so fucking slow.
I know.
I really do.
We'll have to ramp up video production.
I mean, honestly, last week we didn't get to it because, honestly, like the couple times we have had to take off have all been me.
I mean, I was out of town last weekend anyway, so it kind of worked out.
Oh, were you? Okay, that's good.
Just by,
honestly, the
chance.
reason I didn't even approach you was because of the National Cinema Day thing.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't say anything to you, because I saw you.
Right, because you knew so I was going to be busy, so yeah.
It was like, whatever, it's fine. I don't have to tell you hat in hands that I am busy this weekend.
But we're back. We're back.
Yeah, we're back. It's like we never left.
So 50 through 41 is what we are going to be going over.
Correct.
I don't know about you, but we are still very much in the category where I feel like most of the ones in this tier are still pretty actively like bad to mediocre at worst. Or at best.
I think most of my picks in this bracket are more mediocre than they are bad, or are things that I just don't jive with me.
I would certainly say outdated is probably something I could attach to at least half of these.
That's fair. Yeah, I wouldn't say any of these for me I would call bad. I'm sure you would
will agree with you there. I wouldn't outwardly call any of these bad. I'll agree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we are very much in the mediocre category, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me silence my phone.
It's okay. I literally just got a phone call as well.
That's funny. Okay, let's Dammer in this thing. Do you go first? Do I go first? How do you do this?
I can go first.
Go first.
Because I sort of have... I think for you, this is a hot take, but I also feel like I'm saying about every single one of my picks in these past three brackets. So this is a very
that's
normal
honestly
take.
what you got to do to get the engagement with these things. Just literally after every number, just be like, "Hey, folks, hot take, pay attention."
Hey guys, this is a little controversial, but please remember these are my picks. You might have different.
If you have a different
opinions.
50 through 41, put it in the comments. Like and subscribe. All right.
So. Now that we have that out of the way, thank you for liking, subscribing, and smashing that bell. My pick
Smash that
50,
bell like Quasimodo Jokers.
Oh my god, you stopped it. My number 50 is Finding Nemo the Musical.
That is a hot take. Ooh,
yeah, I think a lot of it's because I haven't seen it in a very long time. And I'm not big into like shows at theme parks.
But the puppets!
I know they got the puppets. I know they got the big puppets, but I don't know. Big Blue World is a fine song, but I don't need a musical about it. You know, like I'm
a puppet whore, and that sounds wrong, but I am.
So am I. I saw a 4-foot tall Kermit the Frog yesterday, and I almost spent $110 buying it.
Oh my god!
And I did not, and I greatly regret it. It's going to be one of the big regrets of my life. But I don't know, just kind of a middling show for me, and it's not really my thing when I go to a theme park.
That's totally fair. Maybe some of the attachment I have to it is that waiting outside for it to open is literally the location where I experienced my first Florida thunderstorm.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, and so like out in the middle of Animal Kingdom, like I was very much like John Locke at the beginning of Lost. This is awesome. Bring it on!
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, yeah. For me, I just don't really have...
say it's going to pop up on my next tier. It is on my next tier, but
I knew you had it higher. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't really have any memories associated with it. I saw it. Obviously, neither of us have seen the new version.
Right,
Um,
right, yeah.
but yeah, just something that I saw and I thought it was fine and had no desire to ever see again.
That very much describes my number 50, which is Festival of the Lion King.
Wow. But
Yeah,
speaking, I
I mean,
thought you
I feel
loved
like I've
bleacher
been teeing
seats.
this up, but like Festival of the Lion King to me just did not work the one time I saw it. It had a lot of crowd interaction shit going on, and I'm just like, when I'm trying to just kick back and enjoy a show, that's just not really my thing.
Yeah.
Bleacher seating, which is never a good thing for me as an old man who wants to rest his back when he goes into a theater.
An old man, Tiki, you're 31.
I'm an old man.
Okay.
I'm about to turn 32 in like 2 months.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, man. The fact that it's literally just recycled parade floats under a circus tent it just doesn't jive with me. I understand why people like it. To me, The Lion King, the appeal of The Lion King has always been more the character animation and the backgrounds and everything, and less so the music. I mean, the music's good.
Yeah.
I just personally don't think it's like the top tier Disney soundtrack that a lot of people seem to think so. It's a good soundtrack, but like I said, I think the power of the movie for me is more in the actual, like, the medium of animation itself.
No, that's
So,
fair.
which is why I am actually really excited if I ever do get a chance to see, an actual like professional production of the Broadway Lion King, because that show very much is adapted to the artistic medium of theater.
I'm surprised that hasn't been up in your area yet, because that's
It was in
always
San Francisco a
everywhere.
few years ago. I just didn't get a chance to see it.
Okay.
It's
a great show.
But honestly, when it comes to something like The Lion King, I probably wouldn't want to see like a Spreckles production of it. I'd want to wait for an
Like to see
official
the tour.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Um,
Or just come to New York City.
Right.
See it on Broadway.
But yeah, I don't know. Festival of the Lion King just doesn't do much. Like, I feel like maybe if they redid it and made the art style a little bit more similar to the Julie Taymor Lion King, I'd like it a bit better. But yeah,
that's fair. I mean, it has a very weird history where it's literally just a parade that they turned into a stage show. Like literally, like it used to be a parade, and that's why it's all parade floats. And it shows.
Let's see. ZK says Finding Nemo is the only puppet show left at the park, since we know Disney is racist against puppet people.
Yeah. Famously.
Was this back in Camp Mini Mickey? Yes, it was back in Camp Mini Mickey. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Camp Mini Mickey, and then when Avatar closed, they moved it. So now it's in like that weird new area at the side of Africa. Yeah.
Okay. I am not going to comment on your bashing of Pandora, Z&K. That's just something we are going to have to agree to disagree on, my friend. Moving on there.
Yeah. Okay. My 49?
Number 40. Yeah, number 49.
Yeah. My number 49 is The Mad Tea Party.
Oh, okay.
I know you don't like the placement, but
literally the only reason I have it so low is because of the awkward as hell placement. Yeah,
no, that's fair. The placement doesn't really bother me. I like the Dormouse. I like the area. I have memories of it, of the ride. It's the one flat ride that I don't go out of my way to ride, but like I enjoy it. I enjoy teacups. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say about a flat ride, but like it's a good ride.
And I don't have too much to say about my number 49, which is the Barnstormer.
The Barnstormer?
Yeah.
Starring the great Goofini?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said about the barn. I feel like that would have added another layer that might have kicked it up a notch. Yeah. I still think that out of this model of coaster, this might be one of the best variations.
I agree with that.
Probably that and Hagrid's, or not
Hagrid's Flight of the Hippogriff.
Yeah, not obviously not Motorbike Adventure.
My favorite part of the Barnstormer is the reverse launch.
Can you imagine if they just like expanded the Barnstormer like that is the like that's the Tomorrowland Speedway replacement is just a giant freaking
like a big launch coaster, like a big Intamin multi-launch coaster.
Right, exactly. The Barnstormer.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like the theming. I do think it's a shame the barn's not there anymore.
Yeah, there's no barn to storm anymore. It doesn't
make sense. But yeah, like I said, I think it's this and Flight of the Hippogriff as far as the strongest of this particular layout of Kiddie Coaster goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I like the area.
And I will give the edge to Flight of the Hippogriff just because I will always give the edge to an animatronic, but
that's fair. That's very fair.
All right. 48.
Okay, my 48. What is my 48? My 48 is the Swiss Family Treehouse.
Okay, that's okay. That's fair.
Okay. It's fun. It's good. Again, it's just another one of those
polka.
I know it's
how can you say no to the Swiss polka?
I'm not saying no to it. I'm just saying that I prefer other attractions over the Swiss polka. Like it's fun. It's charming. It's a ride that it's an attraction that they would never make anymore. It's an attraction that no theme park would really make anymore.
I don't know. We shall see on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, you're right. When they announce
those tarps are going to go down, and it's just going to be a full-on Swiss Family Robinson refurbishment.
Yeah.
I honestly think there's a more than 0% chance of that happening. I honestly do.
I think it's far more likely it's going to be in Kanto.
I think it's more likely it's going to be some sort of stupid exclusive phantasmic viewing area or something.
Come out to the Hocus Pocus 2 tree.
Oh my god.
And they have all the wood slat Salem buildings up in the tree.
Because that is just such a perfect transition between Adventureland and New Orleans Square. Am I right?
Yeah, you're going south to north, really.
God.
It's perfect.
ZK says it's just such a fascinating relic looking at it now. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think it has super, super excellent kinetic energy.
No, I totally agree. The only reason it's so low is because there's other attractions that I prefer over it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because it's a lot of stairs.
It is
like an elevator and escalators.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's a cool attraction. I enjoy doing it at least once when I go to a Disney park that has it.
Uh-huh.
But I just don't really have too much fondness for it.
Okay,
it's fine.
All right, my number 48, I've honestly only done it once, and I did really enjoy it the one time I did it, but since then I've been back to the park several times and have just never had any sort of desire or pull to do it again, and that is PhilharMagic.
Okay.
I acknowledge that it's well done, right? It's got some really good in-theater effects. The animation is dated, but I do think the transitions work pretty well. I do like the setup. I like seeing Donald interacting with the different movies. I don't know. I honestly just think it's this low just because of the medium. It's obviously Muppet Vision is the cream of the crop when it comes to the 3D shows.
Mm.
So that's going to be ranked higher, but this is just, it's high, it's, I hate to say it, but as far as the Magic Kingdom goes, I guess this is probably one of the reasons it's ranked lower. I feel like if this were in I mean, granted, it wouldn't thematically fit in Animal Kingdom. I know that, but if an attraction like this, literally any other park, if it was in let's say if they were played it in the 3D theater next to Imagination, for example, in Epcot, I feel like I would be drawn to go to it more just because Epcot as a whole kind of lacks attractions. But Magic Kingdom, it's if you're looking for a sit-down show, I'm going to the Tiki Room, I'm going to the Country Bears, I'm going to the Carousel of Progress, I'm even going to the People Mover before I go to PhilharMagic. Hell, I'll even go to the Hall of Presidents before PhilharMagic.
Yeah.
So you see what I mean? It's it's a quality show in its own right, but I just feel the technology has just kind of passed it by. And like I said, it's not for a lack of enjoying it. It's just that I am hardly ever actually drawn to it. And there's so many better choices for a similar format within the same park.
No, I get you. Like, I enjoy Filler Magic. I won't say too much about it now because we might get into it in a few weeks. But I enjoy it. It's a cool show. I definitely have you seen the Coco version?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I haven't
heard
either.
good things.
So have I. I want to see it.
Like I said, I only saw it like the one time, and like.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I wasn't sure if you've seen it.
What was the first time I went to? What was the first time I was in Florida? Like 2017, I think.
Yeah.
2018, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I do agree that they should be adding more scenes to rotate because that was the intention of the show, was that they could rotate scenes out. And then it took them 20 years to do that. So maybe in 20 years we can have like Toy Story 3 or something.
Yeah. Oh God.
Or like live action Mulan.
Yes, live action Mulan. That's exactly what it needs.
Yeah. The Lion King remake or the Mufasa prequel they just announced.
Oh God, help us. This is seriously a weak D23 when it comes to movies, dude. I'll tell you that. No, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. You're not excited about Mufasa?
No, I am
the
not.
Origin story.
Oh God.
We've all been waiting for.
Wait, is Ryan Coogler still attached to that?
I don't know. I literally just saw the.
If Ryan Coogler's attached to it, then I am more interested in it than I was for the original. I'll say
I agree with that. I agree with that. I literally only saw the poster that Garrett showed us. So I don't really know. Anyway, back on topic. Filler Magic. It's cool. I enjoy it. Obviously more than Tiki. It might be my number one. I don't want to spoil anything.
It better not be.
That'd be really funny if it was.
It is not a number one attraction, dude. DK says, I think it could use 2 more films to rotate throughout to bring rewritability. They were on the right track adding Coco.
Yeah. Yeah.
But having two films with the same premises would make it fun.
Yeah. And I do agree that Disney Worlds probably has the best area.
Oh, no doubt. I will probably never do the California Adventure one just because, like, if I'm underwhelmed by the Disney World one, I can't imagine how underwhelmed I'd be with the DCA one.
I'm actually really curious to see Tokyo's. Because I'm not sure if Tokyo's has the longer screen like Disney World does. And it was closed because they were adding Coco to it when I was there.
Oh, okay. Right.
So I might go back down in the winter, so I'll probably see it then.
Of course you get to go to Tokyo Disney 2 different times.
Yeah, I do, and it's great.
I'm telling you, man, as soon as Japan opens up for us Americans, I am going to plan a trip. I'm telling you.
They're getting there. I am convinced that the borders will be open by the end of the year. That's because, for some reason. The
more and more I think about it, the more an 8-hour flight or a roughly 8-hour flight just doesn't sound too intimidating to me.
It's not awful. It's more annoying than anything.
But it's like that's literally like a work day for me. It's just I'll load up some Netflix and be good, you know?
Honestly, when I flew to Hawaii, I just slept.
Yeah, right.
I think I watched like a video for an hour and a half and then I just slept.
Totally.
And it was great.
My flight to Orlando is going to be at like 7 in the morning.
That's not too terrible.
No, but I am excited about the fact that because of the time zone thing, I'm getting there at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So even on my first day, like even on my check-in day, I'll still have like a pretty ample amount of time to at the very least head to islands and do Velocicoaster a couple times.
Yeah, totally. That's good.
Anyways,
we have to move on. Before we move on, I found the Sinbad song at karaoke. I'm not going to elaborate, but you can sing the Sinbad song at karaoke in Japan.
Okay.
Anyway, do you have anything else to say about Mickey's Filler Magic? No? Okay.
Yeah, 47. What's your 47?
And I'm going to move on. 47. My 47 is Festival of the Lion King.
Okay.
I don't really have too much to say past what you said. I like it marginally more than you do. It's fine.
Fair.
I grew up seeing it. I wouldn't say it's something I'll go out of my way to see, but if my family wants to see it, I'm not angry about it.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's a fun show. It's just kind of also nothing of a show for me. It doesn't really do anything for me.
All right, so my number 47 is honestly one of the hardest ones to rank for me.
Yeah.
And I really wish that I had the luxury of doing it as a kid, because I feel like if I did have childhood memories of this, I feel like it would be higher, because I can see how it's designed and I can see how the design is superior to Disneyland's version from a kid's perspective. So for that, I'm going to go Tom Sawyer Island. But again, it's hard for me to judge this one based on an adult perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying, and I think you're right where you would appreciate it more if you went as a kid.
I totally do. I could totally see how I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for example, I rank Redwood Creek Challenge Trail pretty high because I do have a lot of childhood nostalgia for that. So.
Okay, and I would rank that pretty low because I
Right. So I think that's a perfect example. Yeah, it's
no, I have childhood memories of it, but
yeah,
not as many as you, I'm sure.
Oh, I spent like practically full days in that place.
Oh my god, no thanks.
Yeah, I was in love with that place as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up going to the California Redwoods. It was like a little slice of the California Redwoods, but Disney-fied. I thought it was awesome. Anyway.
See, Michael Eisner was right. Californians do want to just experience their own backyard.
No, honestly, in that particular case, it did get me as a NorCal kid.
Yeah. I think it's funny. Yeah, no, like I don't know which Tom Sawyer Island I prefer. Disneyland's or Disney World's.
I would probably say this one just because it's the more pure one.
No, that's fair. But I feel like they're both pretty similar outside the pirate theming, obviously.
Well, yeah, like I said, the pirates theming is kind of like what makes me kind of have this one over the edge.
I think Disney World might have more caves.
I think so too. I agree with that.
But I mean, Tokyo has the worst one. But,
that's what you were saying.
Hands down. I was so disappointed. That's the one thing that disappointed me at Tokyo. Was their terrible Tom Sawyer Island.
All right, so what's your number 47?
Yeah, my number 40.
Oh, I'm sorry, 46 now.
46. My number 46. You're not going to be happy about this one.
Ooh.
It's Impressions de France.
No.
I love the art.
I'm biased on this.
I know.
I'm super duper biased on this one.
I love the artistry.
Uh-huh.
I love the film. It's just a little bit too long for what I want to do to theme park. I appreciate its history.
The fact that it is like literally the singular Epcot Center thing that has not been touched.
Yeah.
Gives it like a legacy factor for me. That's
totally fair, and I absolutely agree. But you can still get that classic Epcot fix at other parts in the park that don't require like a 30-minute movie about France.
That's fair.
I can only listen to so much Saint-Saëns Tiki. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
There's only so much Saint-Saëns and Debussy I can take.
All right. Well, that is I would say out of our list so far, that's probably like the biggest deviation between the two of us.
No, I'm sure.
Because I have that fucker pretty high.
I know you do. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so big shocker there. Okay, number 46. I'm not sure if this is going to be a hot take or not, because this used to be a super popular ride, but now I feel like it's kind of like really fallen off lately. And especially in light of recent additions, I feel like it's pretty much irrelevant to the actual park nowadays, and that is going to be Star Tours: The Adventure Continues.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm always down for it, right? It's not something that I'll go out of my way to skip.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like, especially, I actually feel like it's more in place in Tomorrowland, because I feel like in Tomorrowland, you can get into that sort of like space airport vibe, and it kind of feels like it's a part of a bigger universe. Where this just kind of is randomly just like, you're in the middle of the park and then suddenly you're in the forest and there's this random airport hangar.
I think it.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I think it made a lot more sense before you started coming to Disney World. When the streets of America were still standing, like the old MGM, it made a lot more sense.
Okay,
that makes because it had a more like tangible studio feel,
right?
Which is what Star Tours is going for at that park, but it just doesn't really work anymore with the changes that they've made.
And like I said, with Galaxy's Edge kind of like right there, and the Muppets kind of awkwardly in between, it's just a weird kind of. Like, I noticed that it's definitely the one attraction on Hollywood Studios where you can always get a fast pass for it. It's never more than like a 20-minute wait.
It used to get pretty bad lines. Up until Galaxy's Edge opened.
After Galaxy's Edge, I feel like the interest in it just kind of died.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But it
I'm also one
used
of those
to make
people
more
that
sense.
absolutely prefers the original to The Adventure Continues.
That's fair. I don't know which one I prefer. Like
I like with the original, it's just such a stone cold classic formula with just an iconic character. And with The Adventure Continues, it's like you could get a really good run, you could get a lame run, and you could get a run that totally shatters the timeline.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think the worst part about it is the synergy. I don't like the synergy. The shoehorn synergy.
Agreed. Whereas the original Star Tours was just like, I feel like that whole attraction was pure synergy, just in the sense that it totally felt like a natural evolution.
It was
world building of Star Wars.
It was a lot less blatant about the synergy and the tie-ins, other than like the obvious of it being Star Wars.
Totally.
But yeah.
Alrighty. What's your number 45?
My number 45. Ooh. I don't remember if you talked about this yet. I think you said it was low. But I have the Hall of Presidents.
No, that's actually going to be on the same tier, but I have it a little higher than you do.
I couldn't remember if you talked about it before. I used to adore the Hall of Presidents. It was one of my favorite rides. I love what they did with it after Obama was elected. And the newest refurb, I'm sorry, the refurb when Trump was elected, because they didn't really do anything after Biden was elected. And this isn't because of Trump. They just kind of gave up. Like they just like when Obama was elected, what was it, narrated by Morgan Freeman, and it had like all these themes about like these like really good themes and a very good thesis. And then Trump was elected, and they just kind of stopped trying. They're like, well, here's the presidents. America's been divided before. Stop doing that. And that was kind of it. And the narrator was just like some guy they got on Fiverr, and like it's not nothing. It's like pales in comparison to the older versions. Even when Bush was in office, I really like that version too. I don't know. I just feel like they kind of gave up after Trump was elected.
Yeah, I'll say my piece on it soon, but I'm pretty much in agreement with everything you're saying.
Yeah, like I still love seeing the animatronics. It's fun. I like that you can watch the animatronics and they do stuff.
Like, right.
Like I like how Bill Clinton checks his watch, and like Trump will like vamp people up as they're calling people. He'll like do like get a load of this guy, like
right. Yeah.
It's so fucking weird, but it's really funny that they program that stuff. Yeah, like I don't know. It's just kind of sad what happened to it. Yeah.
Okay, my number 45 is my beloved Mickey Shorts Theater.
If it's beloved, why is it so low, Tiki?
Because I can't justify it being any higher than this. I do have a big soft spot for this. I love a good visual pun, so I love the fact that all the seats on the theater are actual Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yeah.
I love the post show with the photo ops. That Potato Land photo op is just freaking excellent. I really do think there's a great amount of synergy with this being directly connected to Runaway Railway. And I think that actually works really well with the whole, like, like opening plaza of the park where you have the movie theater with the ride and the actual theater. And so I don't know, man. It's just like, this is just one of those attractions where obviously nobody's coming to Disney World and being like, oh, we got to do the Mickey Shorts Theater, dude. Rope drop the Mickey Shorts Theater. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I am glad that it is there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put it this way. I have it above Star Tours, even though Star Tours is, a much more complex attraction with more moving parts to it. Because Star Tours at this point is pretty much just like an if I want to get out of the crowds and get out of the heat sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if I am one to do that, I would much rather just sit down, have a laugh, watch some Mickey cartoons in a nice air-conditioned theater, in a nice space where I actually enjoy the interior and the interior design and everything. So it's just one of those spaces at Disney World that I am very happy is there, even though it's not the most flashy thing in the world by any means.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Oh. Next, have my number 44. I know you already talked about this. I have Journey into Imagination with Figment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I like it a little bit more just because I have memories associated with it. It's like, even though it's like an objectively bad ride, like it's still kind of fun.
Yeah,
in a so bad as good way. In some aspects, I like all the weird references to the 1960s live action films. Like I don't know if you've like looked into it. There's so many weird references. Like there's computer wore tennis shoes references. There's
Flubber.
Flubber. There's references to the absent-minded professor. There's like so many weird references that no one would ever understand.
Wayne Selinsky, I assume, is in there.
Yeah, Wayne Selinsky's in there. Philip Brainerd from Flubber. And then they have the original Flubber absent-minded professor reference. And then who's the third? Oh, the third one's Nigel Channing. Yeah, just I don't know. It has some charm to it, and it's miles better than the second version, which I saw. You didn't see. It's terrible. I'm sure you've seen videos of it. So like, I don't know. It wins points because it's better than that one.
No, it absolutely is. Yeah.
And then it has Eric Idle Moonface, and that's what I live for, really.
Yes.
That's my reason for waking up in the morning.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right. So my number 44 is an interesting one, and it's another one that was kind of hard for me to place.
Yeah.
I feel like this attraction has a lot of moving parts to it, and in some ways it's ambitious, but in other ways I feel like all the moving parts are just kind of like half-assed and half-baked. And so with that in mind, number 44 is going to go to The Seas with Nemo and Friends.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always found this to be kind of like the dark sheep of Future World in some ways. I honestly think I dig it a lot more if it was just straight up the Living Seas, because the Living Seas, you know me, I love the background loop. I love the concept of the hydrolators. I love that kind of like old school, like, John Cocteau, like marine biology kind of vibe.
Jacques Cousteau.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, John Cocteau is a director.
I'm glad you knew who I was talking about.
I got you.
But yeah, with the Nemo thing, man, it's all just a very disjointed experience. Like, even though the queue is technically really well themed, it's still kind of like, okay, like we're entering this show building and we're going into, like an indoor-outdoor beach sort of setting, but it's not really given the indoor-outdoor vibes. And then the dark ride itself is kind of like the textbook dictionary definition of an okay Disney dark ride.
But it's got the anglerfish.
Maybe if the anglerfish worked more.
I've literally, like, honest to God, I have never not seen it working.
And I have only seen it working one out of like 5 times that I've done it.
We've had this discussion. I have no idea how I get so lucky with animatronics. I don't know what else does. Like, even like the rabbit in Splash Mountain, like the hopping Brer Rabbit.
I've seen that a couple times.
I always see it working.
I just think that's straight up been broken for the past couple years. But
it was working in Tokyo.
But yeah, then the dark ride is like it's okay. It's very okay. Honestly, when I hear Big Blue World, I just kind of think I wish I was in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And then you get to the actual lab, and I like me a good aquarium, but the lab itself just feels, I don't know, it feels kind of cluttered in there, and the actual Nemo IP stuff, like the Bruce the Shark photo op and stuff like that, I feel just kind of tonally clashes with like the marine biology aesthetic.
Yeah, a lot of it just
Turtle Talk with Crush just kind of thrown in there as an afterthought. So yeah, I don't know, it's just a bunch of meh as far as I'm concerned. Like, I guess to me, the only reason it is as high as it is because I do like me a good aquarium, and it is a good aquarium.
No, that's fair.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, like, I like it. I'll get into it later.
ZK is also someone who did not encounter the anglerfish. It was not working for their family's first ever visit.
I don't know why I get so lucky.
ZK's family,
I'm spoiled.
They traveled all the way to Epcot, and the whole time they were probably like, "Oh boy, I can't wait to see the anglerfish."
What is the one thing you want to see in Disney? Oh, I want to see the Kuka arm anglerfish. It's the one thing I've ever wanted to see.
Oh my god.
I saw it in promos, and I was like, someday. I looked out into the night sky, and I said, one day, I will see that.
And it just wasn't meant to be.
I'm so sorry.
Oh god. Okay. All right, you're number 43.
Yeah. My number 40. No, we understand. Okay, I'm so sorry. we got a little off the rails there. My number 43 is the Walt Disney World Railroad.
This was another really hard one for me to rank. I have it a little higher than you do.
Nor any of the video screens. That's awful. That's so weird.
Oh yeah, that's really bad. If none of the video screen, that's like abnormally bad. Yeah.
I've heard that Disney World's been having a lot of I
have heard that too.
Since COVID.
That's frankly kind of what happens when you start treating your cast members like shit.
Well,
I mean, it's gotten progressively worse over the years. You know it.
No, I know. Yeah, so Walt Disney World Railroad, it was hard for me to rank as well. I think the biggest thing for me is that the other railroads are just that much more superior.
Yeah.
To the Disney World Railroad.
A lot of it for me, as far as being hard to rank, is just kind of like the legacy factor. Like, it's literally called the Walt Disney World Railroad, and that in itself is like a big deal. It's the Walt Disney Railroad.
For me personally, I've been trying to not rank by legacy.
It's hard for me to not rank.
No, I totally understand. I totally get it. But yeah, it just doesn't really do anything. I prefer the tunnels and the show scenes and Disneylands and Tokyo's. The only place you really see anything on the train is in Frontierland, anything of substance. So it's just kind of nothing of a ride for me. It's fine. Like I enjoy doing it. I usually do it at least once a trip when it's open. But yeah, I don't know. I think the other railroads are better, and that's why I ranked it so low.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I also have not been on the Tokyo Railroad, so I don't really have a.
It's like a weird truncated hybrid of Disney World and Disneyland,
right?
Where they have the dinosaur scene, and then they have the outdoor Indian village and stuff. Sorry.
My next one's gonna go by super duper quick.
Okay.
43 is going to be Dumbo the Flying Elephants.
Wow.
And you want to talk legacy factor? This is it. It's literally the reason it's ranked this high is just because legacy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I literally don't even know what else to say about it. You know,
it's Dumbo. He spin.
It's the quintessential Disney flat ride.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure out of all the flat rides, it's the highest, and I think that's pretty warranted. I do like the little side area we have for him. Although, granted, I still will argue that I still love the Disneyland area as well. I honestly think that Casey Jr. being right there kind of gives Disneyland's the edge. Honestly,
that's fair. Yeah.
But
I always felt like Dumbo was in a weird spot in Disneyland.
And I kind of feel like he's in a weird spot at Disney World. That's what growing up in the individual parks will do to you.
No, that's fair.
I don't know. I kind of like that he's sort of like right in the middle of like
right in the middle of everything.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, not much to say. Like I said, it's quintessential Disney flat rides. It's like, you know, like if you were a child, it's almost physically impossible to go to Disney and not do Dumbo. It's just, you know. So yeah, I didn't rank it because I love it. I just ranked it high because it's just a very, very quintessential experience.
It's the ride. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, what are we at? 42? Yeah, 42.
Yeah.
My 42 is Mickey's PhilharMagic.
Okay.
It's fine. We kind of talked about it.
Yeah, no. You genuinely had me worried it was going to be like in the top 20 or something.
Good. I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than you do, but I also like most of the 3D shows. Like we said earlier, I think it has the best area of the PhilharMagics. I like the screen effect. I don't know. I have a lot of fond memories of this ride because it opened. Oh God, I was like 7 or 8. So
wow,
like the perfect age for it, probably.
Yeah. That is the perfect age. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I enjoy doing it. I have a lot of fond memories of it. I do think it's the lesser of the 3 surviving 3D shows.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Although I don't know. I did technically rank it stuff to be a bug lower, but
no, I know
a bug certainly has a better queue at the very least.
Yes.
So, anyways, literally the only reason I ranked Tough to Be a Bug lower is because of the physical
stuff. Yeah.
No,
I got you. But yeah, PhilharMagic, like it's fun, but I don't know. It doesn't really add too much. It's not a show that I'm ever excited about. But like I enjoy seeing it.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't have too much to say past what we've already said.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 42. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a hot take. I have always found that I've personally enjoyed this attraction a little bit more than the average person.
Yeah.
So much so that I actually think, even though it's probably not as well themed as the California Adventure equivalent, I think it probably has a slightly better layout, and that's going to be Cali River Rapids.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I kind of have a soft spot for this one.
It's a fun ride. I enjoy it too. I think I prefer Grizzly River Run, but I still enjoy Cali.
My thing with
I love the queue for Cali.
My thing with Grizzly is I've always found Grizzly to be an attraction where obviously the actual mountain is super impressive.
Yeah.
But to me, the layout of Grizzly has always been underwhelming because you literally just go through a couple caves and around the side. And whereas with Cali, I actually feel like there's a little bit more of substance going on there. You know, like I do give them a lot of respect for sticking to the park's conservation roots.
Yeah.
Theme Park Priestess here, he says he was underwhelmed. Most people are underwhelmed with Cali.
There's not much to it, and I don't know. I appreciate the messaging, but I also think it's weird that
I do think as far as themed river raft rides go, like I would definitely give the edge to like the new Knott's Calico River Rapids. I would give the edge to Popeyes. I don't know. Like, I'm weird in my kind of madness towards Grizzly River Run. I would honestly probably put this over Grizzly River Run, if anything else, just because I feel like the fire section is like a better thematic scene than anything in Grizzly. But
and it's very pointed to all the logging executives that ride this ride.
Right. Yeah. No, but seriously, I do respect the fact that they do have a very on-the-nose conservation message on this ride. I don't know. It's just, and obviously, like, Animal Kingdom is the hottest park of the 4, famously, and so it is nice to have this as an escape. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to be anyone's, like, mind-blowing, like, #1 ride, but it's one of those attractions that I do think rounds out the park pretty nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, the big drop is not very big, especially after Infinity Falls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Infinity Falls. Infinity Falls isn't even themed, but that's probably the best River Rapids ride I've ever done.
No, I agree. I love that ride.
I
got so wet.
It's ridiculous. It's like, you cannot go on that ride and like be like, well, I hope I don't get wet.
I don't usually get wet on water rides. Like, I just get very absurdly lucky.
You honestly,
I got soaked.
Wet.
Yeah,
you might get more wet on Infinity Falls than you get on Popeye, honestly.
Yeah. Actually, fucking Splash Mountain, I got waterboarded in Tokyo.
Oh god!
Because they're doing, they have like these big water jets to make it like, wetter because of the heat, and we have to wear masks.
So no!
Fucking waterboarded on it. It's really funny. All I could smell was the water for like an hour.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh.
Anyway,
that's fun.
We down to 41, the last one of the day. So get ready, strap in, buckle up, because things are gonna get crazy right now. My number 41 is the Liberty Bell.
Okay, yeah, this was the one that I did not go on, so I just kind of like arbitrarily ranked it at number 60.
I didn't realize we've never done the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, it's always been closed every time I've been.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no, we did talk about that. Yeah. I enjoy the Liberty Bell. Obviously, outside of not including the new stuff around the Rivers of America and Disneyland. I think I prefer it to Disneyland's. Like, I like the Pirate Cave. I like the added scenes that Disneyland didn't have before they refurbished it.
I feel like I made this point, but I think as far as like the actual aesthetics of the ship itself, I vastly prefer the Mark Twain.
I agree. No, I absolutely agree. I think the Mark Twain is the better ship.
Mark Twain is just so iconic.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But like I like a lot of the imagery that the Disney World has because of the way it's designed. Like Big Thunder's placement. I love Haunted Mansion's placement.
Big Thunder does have a really good placement for the riverboat. I can totally see that. Yeah.
Haunted Mansion has a fantastic placement.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So stuff like that just kind of
way better than the Disneyland one where it's like, hey, look over there. Yeah. It's the Haunted Mansion. Ooh.
Way out there. Yeah, like
right.
No, look closer.
We promise it's actually there.
Yeah. If you look over the tree line, you can see Splash Mountain.
Yeah. All right. Okay, my number 41. It is something that we have already discussed. It is the Hall of Presidents.
Wow.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said. Honestly, the only reason I have it ranked this high is just because I'm a sucker for animatronic shows.
Yeah.
This is
sucker for animatronic Donald Trump.
This is by far the worst animatronic show at Disney World, but it could be so much better, like you were illustrating. And great moments with Mr. Lincoln, I would solidly say right now for me is a top 5 Disneyland attraction. Like top 5 for me.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I love great
moments. I'm just a whore for Disney history, so I don't know.
For Abraham Lincoln.
Right. I honestly think that if they just replaced Hall of Presidents with Mr. Lincoln, it would be a superior attraction.
I agree. No, at this point, I absolutely agree.
And I don't know, like I would love them to actually do something with it and have it actually be meaningful, but you're right. It's like, I was shocked when I first saw it because I knew it was going to be like a roll call of sorts
Yeah.
But I was shocked when I first saw it. It was literally a roll call.
Yeah, they go through all of them.
It's literally just a roll call. Like, that
Mm-hmm.
is literally the show. I mean, I was just like, I assumed that that there would at the very least be like some sort of discussion or something.
That's what I loved about the Obama version, was that it was about how, like, we've had, like, prejudice and, like, all this strife. Obviously we still do, but in the sense of the show, and they're like, but we're finally, like, moving towards a change. And then, like, Lincoln gave a speech. I think he still does. Then, like, just Lincoln. It was like a mini Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. And then they would all come out, and then they would introduce them. Then Washington would speak. Then Obama would speak. And then Morgan Freeman would say goodbye.
Like an actual discourse.
We do need an American Sings type comeback. I would love it if they
I would love an American Sings
if they took Carousel Progress.
Is super underrated as far as I'm concerned.
I'd love to see all the presidents sing American popular music.
Would it be funny if they just put all the Splash Mountain animatronics back into an animatronic show?
And then they put the presidents into Splash Mountain.
Oh my god. Let's see. The biggest political debate Disney gets into is when they add the newest president to the lineup. And that right there is kind of exactly why I think Mr. Lincoln would be a smart move for them.
Especially now, because people are getting stupid. And,
right.
I mean, they have been for a while, but I think it got worse after Trump was elected, where people are, like, trying to fight the animatronics like they're real people.
Exactly. I mean, let's be clear. We do not support Trump, but we also do not support just being an idiot and going up to fight an inanimate object either.
Yeah, like, you don't need to stand up and like, express your discontent.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah. Like Donald J. Trump, asshole, and like, like in the middle of the fucking theater. It's stupid. Why would you do that?
God. All right, so we are officially done with part 3. I think we had a good time. This is actually a little bit more lively than I thought it would be.
Well, we're getting to a point where we actually have things to say about Rise.
Right. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I think moving forward, the next parts, I really think we're moving into some interesting territory here.
We definitely are.
I think the boring part of this is over.
Yeah. So thanks for sticking with us. Honestly, if we were smart, we probably would have done 15 for the first video.
I think that would have been smart. Yeah, I think you're right.
I thought about it after the fact, but obviously we had already done it.
All right.
But yeah, I'm looking at it now, and this is going to be a much more interesting list starting next.
Same.
Next episode.
All right. So big thanks to Z&K and Theme Park Priest for joining us in the comments.
Yeah.
Are you available Friday, Evan? Next Friday.
Yes, I have to go to the. Well, let's talk about this off air.
Okay, because I'm just saying, if you are not available Friday, then we're probably going to have to push it until like a couple weeks from now because of my Orlando trip. So
I should be. I'll explain to you after.
Hopefully you all see us next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. I love you.
See y'all later.